Hello everybody, welcome back to another mapper video. Today I'm going to be showing you a simple tutorial on how to make videos like mine. So we got to select two countries here, Tunisia and Algeria. Just for my example, I already took an image of this, and so once you take an image of it, you want to go to flip a clip, and what you would want to do is you want to hit the plus at the bottom, put in the name, the create project. You might want to turn the FPS, the frames per second, down to 5 so that the animation is slower and you don't have to make 1 million frames for it. So, but I've already made one of these. So what you want to do then is hit add image, photo library. Sometimes you might get an ad, that's okay. And then what you want to do is you want to do widen it out and crop it. And then after that, you want to hit this button at the bottom right. You want to hit the plus, and then you can name it. You don't have to name it. I'm just doing this for this tutorial. Map. So now all that you're going to do is you are going to select the black, and you are going to literally trace the entire thing. I'll get back to you once it's done. All right, now that I've traced the entire thing, now what you're gonna want to do, if you want to add like the glow and stuff around all the borders, you want to slide to the left, hit the two squares, and it's gonna ask you this, it's gonna tell you this feature is locked. What you're gonna want to do is hit watch ad. All right, we are back, and it should say map copy. So what you're gonna want to do once you have map copy, you can name it like that, but I'm just going to keep it like this. We're going to hit the arrow on the far right, and then you're going to go down to glow, going to hit turn on. Now you can see that this tealish color is around all the borders. What you're going to want to do is change that color to just black. And then you can adjust this however much you want. I think I'd do something like this. Yeah, something like this. A little different every time, but we'll do that for this, I guess. And then we're gonna go back to the map, and we're going to fill all of this in. Get your ocean color, which this is mine. You can make whatever one you want. You can make little like templates. They're called swatches, and basically has like presets of colors for you to use, so you don't have to like search for it every time. It's very useful. You should make one if you haven't already. And then what you want to do is you want to color over all of the ocean, and then grab just any color for the land. I choose like white, but you should choose you can choose like green, brown, really anything. Just don't choose red or blue, because that's going to be the attacker and defender colors. And then you want to cover in all of this land with white. So now the map should look something like this. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to turn down the opacity on the map layer so that you can see this actual map. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find the capitals of the country and choose like a yellow color. And you're going to want to just make a circle around it. Excuse me, wrong layer. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit map. Yes, you're going to fill it all in. The opacity is going to be down, but you're going to do circles. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn the opacity back up. And if you're happy with how you did, which, I mean, I could have made this more circular, but that's okay. You're going to remove layer 1 so that you can make another one, because without premium, you can only do 1 layer, or 3 layers at a time. So you don't need that bottom one. But now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to trace these yellow dots with the same yellow, so that they don't get like overrun by the other color. And then you're going to go back to the map, and you're just going to find your white. We're going to fill it all in so it's not there anymore. And then boom, beautiful. Now the reason that you had to go through this many steps is watch this. Watch this. When you go to the first layer, now it doesn't go through the borders, and it doesn't go through the capitals. It only goes on the land, but you still have to be careful of the water. But you can do stuff for that as well. I didn't see that I needed to do that. So basically, there you are. Now, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna wanna so let me just change the frame settings. I didn't do that. Change it down to I like to do 6 frames. We'll do 5 though. So that means for every second, 5 frames pass just 5 frames per second. That's all it means. Then you're gonna want to go to Frames Viewer. You're gonna want to hold down on this to the check mark, hit the box, and then the dotted box at the bottom. Then hit the 2 boxes on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make this last for about 2 seconds so you can do that, and then copy it, and then paste this. That's 10 seconds, and then you always want to leave 1 left over, so there should be 11. Now on this 11th frame, you're gonna want to choose, let's say, your attacker color, whatever that may be. This is my attacker color. And this is my defender color, because red and blue. Red is always the attacker, blue is always the defender. That's just how it is. It makes sense, really. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to run that. So you're going to run that for about 2 seconds as well. Probably. I can get a hold of this. That's 1 second, 2 seconds, and always we leave 1. So now we should be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 frames. And on this 11th frame, you're going to want to make your first attack. So choose a very light shade of red, and then you're going to want to just draw it along the border here. Since this isn't a very big, large frame rate, you can kind of make the lines sort of thick. So like this, and then this. And so that represents where they're attacking. And then you're going to want to, you can even hold it at the bottom of your screen and do the same thing. You only want to do it for 1 frame though, and then you're going to want to pick a slightly darker shade, but not as dark as this, but not as light as this, and just fill that space in, okay? And then you're going to want to just repeat, so do it again until the entire thing is over. It's not too difficult once you learn it, but you just do this over and over again until you feel like it's done, basically. And I'll get back to you once I do a little bit of this work right here. And now what you're going to want to do, I've gone to about frame 33, and you can see I've done quite a bit of progress. So now we're going to work on counterattacks. Choose a very light shade of blue, similar to this very light shade of red. It kind of lines up. Now what you're going to want to do is, oh yeah, I forgot. Let me just do that real quick. Now let's say we want the blue team to take back some land or could do a counterattack. Now we're going to do the same exact thing that red has been doing. We'll do a couple frames where they do this, and then you can even have red still attack. Now it might overlap, whenever I do this, it might color in the blue. So sometimes you have to do that manually, but I'll show you what I mean in a moment. So let's just say the red keeps attacking, but the blue Tunisia is starting to push back. So instead of doing your second darkest shade of blue like this, you're actually going to want to go to the country's color, the color of blue, a main color, and you're just going to want to color it in. It doesn't have to be perfect, roughly, because you won't be able to tell from this far out, really. Look, you can't even tell that I mess up a tiny bit. And then what you want to do is just put in red on the rest, and it might do a little bit to that blue spot, but like I said, you can't really even tell. And then you can just repeat this. Like, one more time, Tunisia is not the strongest country in comparison to Algeria, so it's not like you want to go too crazy. But you know, you can. They probably had their they would probably have their times where they would do well and maybe do a counterattack, as all militaries usually do. They don't lose every battle unless they're like a really bad, like if they have a really bad army, or if the attacker has a way better army. In this case, the attacker does have a way better army, but I think Tunisia would still, maybe get some aid and stuff. So I think they would do relatively well in this counterattack. So like I said before, you want to just do this. You want to just, roughly do this all around. Color it all in, make sure it looks all nice and stuff, and then take your red, and like I said, you can't really tell. Even from a close-up, it's really hard to notice that it, like, screwed around with it a little bit, that I messed up a tiny bit. Maybe, like, right here, but yeah, so, I mean, that's basically it, and then I'll show you one last thing, just really quickly. So let's say that the war does end. What you want to do for a peace treaty, if you do want to do a peace treaty, sometimes they don't, sometimes you do. Usually, if it's like something small, you can just like say they take the entire thing and remove the borders, but let's say they only want to take a tiny bit of land. We're gonna wanna do this, so let's just like copy this so I can go back to it and actually make the animation. We're gonna want to first off erase these borders right here. Let's just say right here. And then do the same. So like right here. Get all of this out of here. Just like so. It's okay if it's not perfect. You can make that adjustment towards the end. But now basically you're going to want to get the black. You're going to want to go back to the map. That's very, very important. And you're going to want to just redraw it. Let's say, I know this isn't really where they attacked, but let's say they didn't want to take all of that land up there, and they just wanted to take like this, and like this. For example, what you're gonna want to do then is just color it all in red, and then erase all these lines, and then do the same thing up here. Now, it's a little more tricky because I didn't erase the borders up here, but you would just do the same exact thing once again. Just erase all this. It might look ugly on the bottom because you just did all that to it. And then just erase this layer right here. Then color it all in red. And boom! You got a peace treaty. Now, I can, just to like make it a little better, I'm gonna do this and just make these look nicer. And this is really the part that takes the longest sometimes. So then you're just gonna want to go back through, retrace all these lines, retrace this line right here, retrace this line right here, add some, do this, well, turn the opacity down, I believe, so that you can see. Okay, so I have glow here, but nowhere else. So you would actually want to turn the glow off so that it doesn't like put too much glow, and then you just kind of like trace over the borders. It's okay if it's not completely right, but make it as, like, accurate as possible. I'm just kind of speeding through this. It'll still come out nicely. This isn't going to be the treaty I probably use for the video that this will be posted for, but then, boom, and then, run it for however long you want to run this for. And on. Right, turn the glow back on. And then, boom, you've got this. And then, once you run it for a few frames, just turn it all back to, wrong layer, turn it all back to white on here. All this, and then, boom, you've got an animation. Now, I'll just show you this. This is very short because it's rare. It's not completed. It's uncompleted, but this is what I've taught you today. So, we started the attack, and then the counterattack, and then the peace treaty. So, that's about all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Discord server. It's gonna be fun once we get more people in it, I bet. You can give me ideas for videos. You can yell at me for having a very bad uploading schedule, etc., etc. We have a lot of fun on that. Well, we will. And, yeah, until next time, hopefully I can get a video out this month.